Girls Soccer Night in Bloomington, Kennedy and Chaska here on BEC-TV. Josh Powers with you. Quickly down to field level for the starting lineups for Kennedy.
Number 0, goalkeeper, Brianna Dotter. Number 2, midfielder, captain, Amaya Fiera. Number 3, midfielder, Nadalyn Villegas Mendoza. Number 4, defender, captain, Susie Monson. Number 7, defender, Elizabeth D'Amicas Castillo. Number 15, a defender, Ruthie Giassi. Number 17, midfielder, captain, Izzy Lone. Number 18, a midfielder, Shane Jimenez Lazama. Number 20, midfielder, Mackenzie Kane. Number 22, forward, Cameron Renicky. And at number 24, defender, Kelsey Cruz Rojas. Assistant coach, Amin Kassin. And head coach, Mario Lone. The national anthem was played preceding the boys' game, so let's play soccer.
Ready for our nightcap here, the doubleheader between Kennedy and Chaska. Earlier in the boys' game, it was the Chaska boys. An impressive 3-0 win, sweeping that series. This is also the second meeting of the year between Kennedy and Chaska. The Hawks won the opener 4-0. I'm Josh Powers, alongside our crew and also alongside Mauricio Barrientos. Mauricio, how are you this evening?
Doing very well. How about yourself, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good. It is interesting. This is the second time in my life that I've done this, broadcasting a game where my partner, I cannot see them. I can only hear you. It's awkward, but it's also a good move. We're in totally separate booths with a wall and a door. I've seen some announcing teams use mere plexiglass to social distance. We've taken it a step further here in our
We
broadcast
definitely
booth.
have. Yeah, it's really awkward, right? Because you're used to just talking with the person, looking at them, do some comments too. Now you just hear them like you're over the phone with them.
Exactly. We threw out ideas about should we broadcast remote. I think it's a good setup here. We're not interacting with very many people at all, and we're doing our best to prevent the spread.
Definitely.
So we're underway. Chaska in the white, Kennedy in the royal blue. Chaska having a terrific season. They're 4-1. Their only loss was their most recent game against Benilde. Kennedy coming off of that 1-1 tie against Jefferson we saw on Thursday. Kennedy with a record of 0-2-2. It's been a Kennedy team that defense is improving here. Their last 2 games resulting in ties, and we'll see if they can put a better output against Chaska than they did in that 4-0 loss earlier. Mauricio, tell us about Kennedy, the girls team. What do you expect from them tonight?
Well, I think when you play a game and you lose 4-0, you're gonna come out and play defensively, right? I think that's what we're seeing. We see number 2, Amaya Fierro from the Kennedy girls, pretty much on top alone. So you're gonna try to see some counter attacking for the girls' side of Kennedy. So completely opposite of what you're gonna see with the Chaska team, right? You see three attacking players right there. They're pretty well lined up in towards the center. So that's why Kennedy is going to have to play a very defensive game. That's what I expect to see. Again, that's what experience tells me. What do you think, Josh?
Well, they played very good defense on Thursday against Jefferson, giving up just that one goal. It was actually on a pretty spectacular shot. And they created some chances of their own, and they've got some playmakers this Kennedy. One of them, Susie Munson, dribbling now. Renicky to the far side. Fierro's going to track this down. Kennedy on a counter. Fierro ball across. Looked like more like a shot, but it misses high and wide.
definitely more a shot than a cross looking for her teammates. I mean, you saw she's really fast, so that's where the counter, comes into play for the Kennedy players. Again, you can see four flat in the back, and then five playing in the mid with number 17, um, Isabella Lone, playing more like a defensive midfielder type of approach.
She kind of plays that, again, just watching one game, a similar role to what we see from number 10 for Bloomington Kennedy boys team, Siriaco Mundo. Just kind of controls that midfield area, does Lone. When Kennedy's playing well, we saw that on Thursday.
Yep. And looks like Mr. Lone, the coach, got a yellow card. Do not know
Wow.
the reasons why.
And Susie Munson went from throwing the ball in to on the bench, and that is not good for Kennedy. She is perhaps their most versatile player.
And it could be earrings.
Okay.
I see her touching her ears right now, so it could be that she has earrings, and I don't know. That's what it looks like from here.
Kennedy needs to try to get back. A dangerous ball. That was almost not played clean enough by Brianna Dodder, the junior goaltender, but the Chaska player, that was number 6, Paige Baki, one of their key offensive players. She's second on the team in goals with 3. She may have been able to get a swing in there, but I think by the time she realized it, fortunately for Kennedy, Dodder had grabbed control of it again. Other key offensive players for Chaska, we mentioned Baki with 3 goals. Madeline Davey, number 3, has 4 goals. Number 2, Samantha Rambolt has 2 goals this year. So it's a Hawks team that's found the back of the net with pretty good regularity so far this year. When you're 4 wins and 1 loss, probably because you're scoring a bunch of goals.
Yes.
There's a ball toward number 3, Davey. Davey only a sophomore for the Hawks. Good challenge there by the Eagles. That's Dominguez Castillo, the sophomore, number 7. We've got some viewers watching us tonight from the Kennedy side. Mauricio, we've got the Lone family watching us in Guatemala. Shout out to you, the Lone family, all the way from Guatemala, able to watch their daughter tonight.
Well, big shout out to the Lone family in Guatemala, and hope you're having fun watching the game.
We've seen our viewership numbers go up with fans not wanting to attend. Able to check us out live on BEC-TV. We're glad to provide more soccer coverage this year than in years past, with not a lot else going on in the sports high school world right now.
Definitely no volleyball, no football for for our viewers this year.
Or at least not right now, anyway.
Correct. Not for
Hopefully
the fall.
those seasons can go at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Got a free kick here for Lone and Kennedy.
Yeah, definitely a very crafty player. She's good with the ball. She has scored some goals in the past from free kicks, so she kicks the ball really really well.
She takes many of these free, not every, but most of the free kick situations, especially from that part of the field. She can send it a long way, as you saw right there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Fierro. That one crosses over the line. We've also got the Velez family in Maryland. Shout out to the Velez family all the way in Maryland, able to watch tonight. If you want a shout out of your own, why don't you post on our Facebook page? You can check that at half, and if you're watching, love to give you a shout out during the second half as well. Kennedy trying to get the first real good opportunity of this game. Twisted toward the box. Chaska is right there to play it away. Mendoza up ahead. Chaska, they've been pretty stingy. They had only given up their first 3 games were all shutout wins. They gave up a goal to Cooper, but then their last time out against Benilde lost 3-0. But Benilde is undefeated, so maybe not too unexpected of a result.
Yeah, Benil, historically has had really good teams too, so this is kind of expected there, right? When you can have players from all over, it's different than your local high school. Um, but yeah, I mean the first 7 minutes, Kennedy looks strong defensively, right? They have been able to hold their own right now. When we see Chaska doing the counterattack, you can see that they add the numbers. You have 3 players. As soon as the ball passes half field, you see 3 or 4 players looking to attack. So Kennedy has to be careful and watch those players that um, become attackers right away when they have the ball.
Here's a chance for Chaska. Oh, nicely rubbed out by Lone. Excellent support up for Cameron Renicky, number 22. Kennedy's got some young talent. We mentioned Renicky, only a sophomore. Munson's only a junior. You've got Lone is only a sophomore. Ruthie JC, also a sophomore, number 15. All starters for Kennedy. Good ball there for Mackenzie Kane. So far, Kennedy's leading goal scorer, tied with Lone, both with 2 goals. Number 20 in Navy. Definitely an important player that Kennedy wants to get touches in the opponent's end. She scored the only goal for Kennedy against Jefferson on Thursday. Long ball for Davey. Or correction, that's Baki. Baki gets around the defender. Ball in the box. Nicely headed out by JC. And another good ball up here. A little bit too far, though, for Kane. Kennedy's been very sound defensively so far, Mauricio.
They've done really good job. I mean, they're well positioned. They're winning 50-50 balls. They clear the ball. It's just that transition between defense and midfielder where they need to stay more calm and relaxed when they're handling the ball. I'm not saying it's slow, but they just need to, okay, this is where the ball needs to go, to get the ball to the midfielders, right, before they made the final transition into Fierro.
Fierro played it across to Munoz Rosales, number 13.
Yeah, and right there, that's what I was talking about, right? They play the ball back to the defense. Defense got to make sure that ball transitions really well into the midfielders.
Instead of just blasting it ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. Like right there, well played. Right now they can come together, and it's easier to move together with the attack.
Good challenge there.
Yeah,
by the
50-50
Eagles.
balls. A lot of credit to the girls in this game. They're anticipating. They're going, full force. They're not hesitating, and that really makes a difference. So
that was Munson there on that intervention with the earrings now out, able to come back in. Lone on a run. Lone slips one down low. Good ball across, and it should be a corner for Kennedy. Oh no, they say goal kick. Thought that may have been deflected. Obviously,
they're a little bit closer.
They're a little bit closer than we are, for sure.
But I would agree with you. It's hard for the ball to go out of bounds without even a touch in one of their players.
Over 10 minutes in, to this first half. So far, things going much better against Chaska than the first time around for Kennedy when they lost 4-0. Here's Davey, though, slipping one through. Bounces back out O'Connor. Chips one across. Good idea. A lot of open space over there for Sierra Reef. Reef, ball into the box. O'Connor trying to get a corner kick or draw a penalty. And it appears she's gotten a corner kick for Chaska, the first corner by either team.
Yeah, extremely hard to get a penalty kick when you're to the your back is to the net. The only thing you're trying to prevent as a defender is make sure you have kind of their hand on their back and don't let them turn. And that's
Great corner! It's saved, though, by Kennedy's. I think Fierro was there on the post. It was. Amaya Fierro saving the day. What an excellent corner by Chaska. Great header, but that's why you position the players where you do, and that was well executed by everyone.
Very, very good job there by Fierro, right? We saw her starting as a forward. Now it looks like she has fallen to play a little bit more as a defender, and they have pushed number 22, Renicky, to play more of the attacking side of the team. So, but yeah, really good save at the last moment, at the last line.
That is tough to do. You are not put in that kind of a position very often as a player that is not a goaltender.
In this, the position is really awkward too, right? Right, you're holding a post, and
Yep.
it's really close to your other leg, so you technically can only move one leg. So she did really well there to save the day for now.
That's how dangerous Chaska can be. Pretty benign start for them, but then a well-executed corner.
Looks like they're subbing 2 players right away.
Throw in for Ruthie JC, number 15. Also want to give another shout out to Grandma Lou Spees in Bloomington. She's watching from her place of residence right by City Hall. Shout out to Grandma Lou as well. Grandma Lou Spees watching. Glad to have so many of you checking in to watch Kennedy and Chaska here on BEC-TV. Lonay maintains control. Munson slides it ahead, too far for Lonay.
Good recovery.
Munson just blasts it. We might see her at forward. We saw her a little bit at forward in the Jefferson game. Also rotated back on D. That's where she's listed on the roster.
Yeah, I have been fortunate to kind of follow the family too. She has 2 older sisters that play for Kennedy as well too. Really, really good athletes. Super nice family too. So they all have play for Kennedy for a number of years, all 3.
Throw here defended by Villegas Mendoza. We'll go to Chaska. The Hawks head coach Steve Wolo, he was the former Jefferson girls soccer head coach, the not too distant past. So he's back at Bloomington Stadium. And of course Mario Lone on the Kennedy side.
He's been 7 seasons or 8 seasons with the team.
Believe 8, but I'm not going to wager a large amount of cash on that one.
Yeah, Coach Slonik coached my oldest daughter too when she started as a freshman. So
But he's been a steady presence over there for Kennedy.
definitely has really good influence. Super positive with the girls. Very, very technical, and he does a really good job with the team. I mean, that's why he's been with Kennedy for the last 8 years. But
Munson, nice ball down the right side. And was that deflected? They will say no. Another Chaska goal kick as we near the midway point of this first half. Still scoreless. Chaska's had the best chance on a corner kick that was destined for the back of the net, if not for Amaya Fierro making a rare save for a non-goaltender. Kennedy trying for their first good opportunity. Ooh, tough hit. No, play on. Wow. Baki went flying. Dominguez Castillo played the ball ahead.
well, she played the ball, and it was not. The player didn't lean into the Chaska player too. So there's no reason to call a foul, right? It was just a collision that it was not intentional. It was just part of the motion for both players.
Kennedy throw again.
Now, I think Chaska started, playing very aggressively at the beginning, and then they seem to like slow down a little bit. And I mean Kennedy has been able to respond really well to their attacks, so that could be a reason to why they're trying to come up with a different strategy.
Potential chance for Kennedy. Kane could not quite get to it. Still loose. Played to safety for the Hawks. And a nice play there by number 19, Jordan Leroy, to get it all the way out of danger. Chaska subbing 4 here.
It's a lot of players at one time to sub. You don't see that very often,
Very
especially
unusual.
at this level, right? At the lower levels, JB, B team, you see 4 or 5 players coming at a time to make sure you give all players good playing time.
Dominguez Castillo for Kennedy. It'll be a goal kick. That's a fortunate decision there for the Eagles.
Now you can check out the replays of these great goals and saves while you're in the stands. Bloomington Educational Community Television is providing live coverage of nearly all the home soccer games this season. Watch the stream of BEC-TV at www.
So Dominguez Castillo will take the goal kick. We saw this Thursday too. Kennedy would rather one of their defenders play or take those kicks.
Well, you have different mentalities, right, in regards to when you want a player to take the goal kicks, or if you want the goalie to take the goal kicks. So it just in the comfort of each one of the individuals. Maybe you have a defender. I mean, back in the day, very few times the goalies would take goal kicks. Most of them were taken by the defenders.
And of course, when you have a defender taking that goal kick, it allows your goaltender to be in optimal position in case there's a quick counter.
Correct.
Rambolt trying to make her way through traffic. This one's deflected. Should be a Chaska corner kick, and it will be. So we saw what Chaska did on their first corner. They swung a ball in there perfectly, and they will try to do so again. Taking the corner again, Kinley O'Connor, number 13. She took the last corner for the Hawks.
Yeah, especially if you put it in the middle or the back post, extremely dangerous, right?
This ball isn't quite as on target as the first one as JC's able to get ahead on it for the Eagles. So we're now more than midway through this. Well, they're going to say that one was a corner kick. Okay.
He said that it touched one of the players.
More than midway through the first half. Alongside our crew, Josh Powers, Mauricio Barrientos. Beautiful fall night for soccer. Another corner, pretty well placed, not far enough. And they'll do it again.
One of the things that I remember growing up playing soccer back in Costa Rica, and we would always play with if you get 3 corner kicks in a row, it's a penalty kick.
Wow, okay.
So,
This one headed over the bar. That would not have been the third one in a row, but it was close.
yeah, it was just like a rule that we would play by. So it's like if there's 3 consecutive corner kicks, one to right after the other, it will be a penalty kick.
So how do you define right after the other? What if an initial clearance is played back in and then a corner? How long do you wait?
No, basically it would have to be
On the first touch?
on the first touch.
Okay.
Yes. So the defense clear it and it goes off for a corner kick. Then you take the next corner kick. The defense try to clear and it goes off to another corner kick. It has to be consecutive. Cannot leave the box. Cannot leave the 18.
How often did that happen?
Not very often, but the rule was there. So if it did happen, it would be a penalty kick taken.
Here's a Kennedy throw. Villegas Mendoza launches it over for Fierro. Loney trying to dart through traffic. That would have made her cousins in Maryland watching pretty excited. But her challenge was denied. Now Chaska the other way. With some space. Baki, that shot blocked. Now twists one in the box for Davies off the crossbar. So the second great chance for Chaska.
But I think it was called an offside.
Okay.
Too.
It was a good cross by Baki to find Davy.
It was a nice run and that cut that she made to cross it. Very, very good. But defensively, they did exactly everything they needed to go by the book, right? Especially the 2 center defenders, very well positioned throughout this half.
Epping sends it back for a long distance shot, and Dotter was there to make a basket catch. Another look and see if we can see if that was offside or not. Yeah, you could see there behind the play Davy. That looked offside. Not the best angle, but it did appear that it was the right call.
Mm-hmm. It did appear that she was offside.
Good look there by our crew. Our crew doing a nice job too. We have less people by design with the pandemic on our crew than we would normally have for our football coverage.
Yeah.
We're doing a good job of getting, with our limited cameras, the best possible viewing and replays for everyone out there at home.
Yeah, I think they do a great job. A really big shout out to the crew. They do a really good job. The angles, the replays, very, very well done. So keep up the good work.
That is our volunteer student crew, by the way. This one ricochets, looked like off of a Chaska Hawk. It'll stay in play. And the Hawks now with under 15 minutes left in this first half, still scoreless. They'll have a throw in. Starting to see Chaska possess the ball a little bit more, Mauricio, than they did in the first 10 minutes.
Yes, kind of in the middle of the field. That's where they seem to be a bit of a disconnect, right? Um, Trying to find those forwards on the field is they struggle a little bit.
Here's Davy. Sends one across, but nobody home. And this one will roll out.
You see, they try to connect. They kick it too hard or not very accurately, and that's what is. Once they start making those connections, I think Kennedy will struggle a little bit more defending. But so far, everything is going really well for Kennedy. I think a 0-0 against a team that they lost for nothing.
Yep. Has to give them confidence the longer this stays tied.
Yes.
Lone slips one to Fierro. Ball up ahead for Mendoza, trying to apply it some pressure at least. And they'll get a throw in out of it. Lozama hoists it out. Lone in a 50-50 battle gains possession and plays it across. Eagle throw once again in for Renicky. Ricochets away from her, played up. Here's Chaska countering. Dangerous ball. In. JC is on the run defending, and the shot ricochets off the outside of the post. Good closing speed by JC, cut down the angle, and I think had that been inside the post, Dodder would have been able to get a hand on it.
I agree with you. It was a really good run. The center defender made a really good job of staying with her, right? Not giving her a whole lot of space, but cutting the angle right there, right?
Yeah, and then Dodder again. I think she was in good position, would have been able to at least jump out and deflect that one away had it been tucked inside that post. So well done by Kennedy. Did not panic in that situation. Another dangerous situation. This one will sail wide of the mark. So Chaska getting more and more chances here as this half continues. That last rush you saw in the replay was Jordan Leroy, one of their seniors.
Yeah, they're gonna start trying to take long shots, right? Rather than rely so much on the counter and the speed too.
Harmon plays it up the left side for Chaska. Cut off there. I think that's Mercado number 8. Or correction, that's actually 6. Macy Pedersen wins a throw in for Kennedy. Always hard to see those numbers on some of the girls with the ponytails involved.
Mm-hmm.
Under 10 minutes left in this first half. Still scoreless. Chaska team that had averaged 3 goals per game through their first 4, but they were shut out last Thursday by Benilde and so far held scoreless by Kennedy. This one well wide by Glassberg. Kennedy girls, meantime, through their first 2 games, they had given up 9 goals, but allowed 2 to St. Louis Park and just 1 to Jefferson last time out. So it's an improving defense, and that kind of makes sense. You got some younger players back there, like a Ruthie JC, for example, who's back on D. Van Epps sends one ahead toward the box. Davy! That was blocked. And the return shot misses well wide. And Tracking it down, Baki had it stolen. Nice job by Pedersen. Van Epps again. Or correction, that's O'Connor. Good challenge by Fierro. Maybe played that ball a little too far, but she did a nice job to win that situation. Taken from behind by Mendoza. Good passing here. Fierro. Made a slight mistake on the touch. Van Epps able to play it up ahead. Chaska's defense is good enough, Mauricio, that when Kennedy gets the ball in that midfield area, they're going to need to be mistake-free if they want to advance that up for a scoring opportunity.
Definitely, and they're playing three in the back at times. So usually, then the other defender that is playing on that side of the field, it will be moving up to support the attacking. So you got to be
Baki wins a corner there.
communicate. You got to be communicating a lot in order for you to keep that pace throughout the game.
O'Connor will come up to take another corner kick for Chaska. This is their 5th corner of the half. Familiar spot. Only getting a piece of that was Dotter, and not a big piece. Cleared out of immediate danger, and then a nice header in the box. Kennedy survives another corner kick. Boy, you can see why O'Connor takes those for Chaska. She is very accurate.
And she's very consistent too.
Pedersen up the right side. And this one will go in favor of the Eagles. Under 6 minutes left in a scoreless battle. Kennedy and Chaska. Some final substituting for the half. Both teams. See Munson now moving up into an attack role as Mendoza heads to the bench. Rambolt sends one down the far sideline. JC quickly into Pedersen. Glad you're tuning in tonight on BEC-TV. If you'd like a shout out for the second half, just leave a comment on our Facebook page. If you could give us a like too, that would be terrific. Happy to provide you coverage during the pandemic. As several fall sports were canceled, but not soccer, thankfully, for the boys and girls playing their sport that they love. And we got the Velez family watching in Maryland, the Lonay family in Guatemala. It's where, in your neck of the woods where you grew up, Mauricio.
A little bit closer, a couple of
Little
countries
bit?
up, yeah.
And then Grammaloo Spees in Bloomington. Not too far from here, about 10 blocks or so. Cross, a little bit too far, well past the far post. Possession definitely heavily favoring Chaska here in the last 20 minutes of this half. Kennedy trying to get to that halftime break still even. Chaska's had one ball go off the crossbar. Would not have counted due to an offsides, but also Amaya Fierro had to make a save on a corner kick that would have gotten past the goaltender Dotter had she not been there. Dangerous challenge there on Chaska. We have a foul on the Hawks.
Well, and also remember the shot on the side of the post too.
Yeah, you're right. So it's technically two posts. It didn't register in my mind as that dangerous. So a good angle on that and looked like it wasn't going in, but nonetheless, you're right. It did hit off the iron. Interesting, Lonay not taking this free kick. She's up toward the box areas. This one makes its way through and scooped up by the Chaska goaltender, Jenna Williams. She's a senior. Nice ball through. Slipping her way passes Epsing. Cross. Getting a piece of it, Kennedy, and then the shot goes wide. It was Baki on that final attempt. With 2 minutes to play.
Another good run on the outside, looking for the cross to the people waiting in the middle of the field.
Kennedy, someone, I'm not exactly sure who, just got a piece of it and it kind of threw off the timing. Here's Munson. Let's see what she can do. Lost control of it. The other way, Baki. Good challenge. Lonay wins that ball as we're under 90 seconds left. Way out to play this one is Williams. Eagle throw here. Just over a minute left. So enough time, certainly, for Kennedy.
First half, 1 minute.
Stolen, though, by Esping. Good touch by Munson. Dangerous ball for Chaska here in a crowd. Renicky was there to deflect. And turning and firing was Mercado. Did not quite get all of it. Foul here on Kennedy. Chaska's going to have to, or correction, it's on the Hawks. So Kennedy can breathe easy. They'll have the final opportunity of the half. As Lonay will try to hit one as far as she can.
10,
Twisting toward the top of the box. It squeezes through. Here's Munson.
5,
They'll need to fire Fierro. They're going to run out of time.
1, 0.
But a good first half nonetheless for Kennedy. They lost 4-0 to Chaska in their opening game of the season. The Hawks scoring 2 goals in each half. Certainly not the case in this half, Mauricio. Chaska was dangerous at times, but a good first 40 minutes for the Eagles.
Completely agree with you. I think Kennedy did a really good job defensively, right? The runs they made, the coverage they had during the first half was very spot on, and that limited the options that Chaska had to score. So really good job for the girls. Keep up the good job on the second half.
All right, we've reached halftime in our nightcap. Kennedy girls and Chaska girls. No score so far. We will take a short break if you're watching live, about 10 minutes or so. Be back for the second half. If you're watching our tape-delayed version, stick around after the commercial break. Second half coming up next from Bloomington Stadium.
Na, 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 na. Are we there yet?
Yep, we're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Scoreless at the half. Kennedy and Chaska, girls soccer night in Bloomington. Glad you are with us as we head down the final stretch of this doubleheader. And a good first half for the Kennedy girls. They lost 4-0 to Chaska earlier this year, but so far so good for Kennedy as they attempt to win their first game of the season with 2 ties and 2 losses already in the books. Alongside our BEC-TV crew and Mauricio Barrientos, I'm Josh Powers. Sorry about that, Mauricio.
No worries, Josh. You've been doing so far so good.
Getting a little loopy here in the waning hours of the evening. But glad to be here. Perfect weather for this doubleheader. And a good start for Kennedy.
Good.
See if they can get a little bit more offensive chances here in the second half. So Eagles in the navy. Chaska in the white. 40 more minutes up on the board for the second half. Sfiero gets things underway. Early steal here from Chaska. It's Esping, but touched it a little too far.
Yeah, so far in the first half, we've seen a very defensive Kennedy team, but they've been doing really good defensively speaking. Chaska has had some opportunities, and they have not been able to score, right? But big part of that is how dedicated Kennedy has been to defend and defend well too. They continue. I mean, Kennedy moves players around, right? Which is you don't see that very often. And when I say they move players around, is they go from defense to forward to midfielder, right? They really move the players around to create some dangerous situations, right? They try to keep up fresh players on top, looking for that breakaway from long balls, like we're looking here, like Fierro.
Looked like maybe a handball there, but may have gotten away with it. A couple Chaska players raised their arms. Lone, decisive move. Slips one through to Fierro. As Munson on the opposite side, she'll take a shot instead on a hop. It's corralled by Jenna Williams.
It was a good shot, and those are especially dangerous when it rains and the ball skips. Those are really, really dangerous. But the goalie, was at the right place and was able to control the ball quite well.
Normally the field's a little bit more beat up, but without football, this Bloomington Stadium turf is about as pristine as I can remember it, even for mid-September.
Yes, it's in really good shape, and you cannot really ask anything else out of this field. Super, super good condition.
Throw for Kennedy. Early stages, second half. Pedersen dribbling through traffic, chips it toward the middle. Played there by the Hawks. Here's Rambolt. Far side for Esping, but too far. Esping, a co-captain for Chaska, along with Van Epps, Abby Rogers, number 15, and Rambolt. Paige Bakke up ahead. Good interception there by Dominguez Castillo. Another one of those youngsters back on the back line we've been talking about for Kennedy. Look out, though. It's Davey. Davey has a step, but didn't get all of that one as it dribbles its way toward Dotter.
And you can see the pressure from the center defender, right, on that play. that makes it almost impossible for her to have a good shot or being able to even square towards the net. So again, defensively, very strong.
Knows JC on that pressure. That's the second time she's been in that kind of a mode. Our next Kennedy girls broadcast will be here on Monday. Or correction, not on Monday. Excuse me there. It'll be on, that's their next home game. Our next broadcast will be here on October 1st against St. Louis Park. We will have the Monday game against Chanhassen. I was corrected. Thank you, our director, Paul Fournier, for that. So it is Monday, so tune in for that one. Out for a Kennedy goal kick. As we're just about 5 minutes into this second half. That's to favor Kennedy the longer this stays 0-0. Mauricio.
They should be very proud of the work they've done up to this point, right? How they're holding a very high-scoring team to a clean sheet. So they just need to continue being consistent in how they're defending.
Freshman, excuse me there, Mauricio. The freshman Cruz Rojas bangs it off of a Chaska player. Another, we talk about those young players back on D, and I don't think it's coincidence that the defense is getting better and better with each game here in this young group back there after those first two games.
Absolutely correct about that. And one of the things that this team is doing really well for Kennedy is the anticipation, right, and the aggressiveness towards going to the ball. It's really, really, really good.
That one unable to be controlled by Rojas. Throw in Glassberg. Finds O'Connor, who plays it across. Van Epps, nice ball here. But there's that anticipation again. That time it was Lizama, number 18. Quick throw by the Hawks. Castillo sends it a ways down. Lonet, misstep on that one. Daughter just got enough of it. Great shot by Esping. Daughter just enough to send that one outside of that post.
Really good job getting in between the ball and the net. That was not very expected to take that shot from that point, right? It was came right to the ball, just hit it, but
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that caught Daughter a little bit off guard. Esping with the shot right here is
you can see
Lonet.
it right there. You see?
Fans on it, and then Daughter. Boy, that had to have been a nervous split second there before she realized it was going to track wide of that post.
Yes.
That is not a good feeling, at least right away. Then she could breathe the sigh of relief.
Really close to the post.
So just about 8 minutes into the second half now. Still scoreless, Kennedy and Chaska. The Hawks 4-1 on the season. Kennedy yet to win a game. They do have two ties. Left-footed shot, Van Epps, but well wide. Just looking at our full view here from the press box, interesting how far out Jenna Williams is, the goaltender for Chaska. She is more than midway between her goal line and the midfield line.
Yes, she is. And, as much as you want to be able to have a goalie, for support, that creates a very dangerous situation for a counterattack, right?
Right, you kind of lose where your bearings are in the heat of the moment, maybe, perhaps. Here's a shot again, Epsing. That time didn't put a good of a strike on it as the previous one. Yeah, I mean, Kennedy's not going to pull a Carly Lloyd and chip the goalkeeper from their own end, but you're right, on a counterattack. Now all of a sudden you're running backwards, which is unusual for a goalkeeper to do. Renicky making a nice turn. Renicky ball skips by the D. Williams out, and you can see they're a little uncomfortable, not sure what to do there. Mauricio, and just plays it out of play.
She definitely played it safe there because, she was trying to run back, and then it's like, okay, I can get to this ball before the other players. Still, if she was even on top of the 18, she would have been able to handle that ball.
She would have been able to run up and then just grab it instead of backpedaling, not sure to grab it or not.
Correct.
Kennedy playing that one through. Kane's had a quiet game for... Oh, look at that. The challenge there. Williams got the worst end of that collision. I think that was Renicky. It was Cameron Renicky, sophomore.
Yeah, she got the goalie got the worst part of it. Kennedy player didn't even blink.
Good recovery there. Looked like a potential error, but then Castillo was there to help out her partner. Rojas ball for Renicky. Nice touch. Finds Kane. Or correction, that's Fierro. Fierro right side. Kennedy throw. Things starting to build a little bit for the Eagles.
Yeah, you can see how, we have the 5 players defending here. You're right, with Isabella Lonan, 17. And you have the 4 defenders. So that's where you want to be right now, and try to keep Chaska in here as much as you can, right? Gotta watch that player right on the middle of the field, because she can take off and she's not offsides.
Munson, left-footed try, running up, juggling it for a moment, Williams, but she has it, and now Kennedy needs to get back in a hurry. Davey, it got by the defender. Davey breaking free. Davey shot and recovering after that little mistake, Dominguez Castillo, to make a nice deflection.
Really
Let it
good
bounce
comeback.
over her head, but she came back on it nicely.
Really good comeback by Dominguez Castillo.
Here's the 7th corner kick of the game for Chaska. Kennedy yet to have a corner. Once again, it's O'Connor. Another good ball. That ricocheted, I think, off of Lonay, who was guarding that near post, so they'll try it again. This is the first 2, ironically, or maybe not ironically is the right word, but on the right side of the field for the right-footed O'Connor. She's been able to kind of bend those the easier way from the other side on all those corners. Nice header there by the Eagles. Castillo plays it a little bit further away. Back toward the box. That was nicely played by JC. And now Munson. Munson gets around Baki. Slides it up ahead. Almost 15 minutes into the second half, still tied. Kane, Renicky. Couldn't get it back to Kane. Here's Davey. Good disruption by JC. Van Epps. Pass intercepted by Kennedy. Fierro one-on-one. Fierro gets run over. Has to be a foul, right? There's the whistle.
Yes.
Fierro could have gotten up and gotten to that ball first before Rogers, certainly.
Yep. Surprised that it was not a card, but because she saw that she was able to get up and she
Right.
just basically pushed her down.
That's exactly what happened, at least from our view anyway. So now free kick, Lone can send one into the 18. There it is, it's on target! Redirected by Fierro and eventually grabbed by Williams. Best chance of the night for Kennedy.
Beautiful ball play in the middle of the field by Lone and redirected by Fierro. A little too far. She played the ball forward. She makes a softer touch, and she's one-on-one with the goalie a yard away from scoring. But it was really well played.
And those are tough to control like that. But those are the chances. Kennedy's not going to have many as good as that one. At least we don't think so. At least the play of the game has dictated that. There's a great touch there by Rojas, the freshman. You can tell she's gaining a lot more confidence to have the awareness to make that extra play and not rush, that extra touch.
That's what we were talking about when we were talking the transition, right? When you have that calmness of dribble or play it to somebody to feet, right? It makes a big difference for the rhythm of the game.
Munson contacted from behind on a Chaska foul. Nice header there by Fierro. Williams again, not sure what to do there. Almost ran out of time. Just unusual you'd have her that far out, especially we've seen her a couple times struggle in playing the ball from that position.
If she's not careful enough, she could cost her team a goal. This is like the second or third time where
Right.
she is not very sure of what to do or how to handle the situation. When she's playing outside the 18 or she's playing too far out.
This one skips through the box to Williams. We're nearing the midway point of the second half. Still scoreless on BEC-TV. Josh Powers, Mauricio Berrientos, and our crew. Can Kennedy pull off this upset? Or at least a tie would be a very good result for Kennedy. They lost to Chaska 4-0 earlier this year. This one blasted. Dotter will just let it go out.
Well, even if you walked out of here with a 0-0, I think that would be a good result for Kennedy. But I also seen a couple of situations where they have an opportunity to be ahead in this game, right?
Yep.
They have not have as many situations to score as Chaska has, but they had at least one or two, right? With the most clear one was here the free kick from Isabella Lone to Fierro, but I've seen plenty of games where the dominating team on the field is not the winning team.
Absolutely. Can he get into a couple of set piece situations? They have the height advantage up front. Here's a dangerous ball. Well, look at JC. Calmly deposits it out of the box. Bit of a mistake there, but Kennedy recovering quickly. Here's Reef. Long ball, bounce into the arms of Dotter.
Almost 20 minutes left on this half, and 0-0 still at the Bloomington Stadium.
Here's a dangerous decision by Chaska. That nearly cost him again. Fierro was aggressive. Didn't take her foot off the gas pedal. Lonay trying for a steal. That one glances off the arm of Kane, but they'll play on. Lonay. That one blocked, but it's going to be a Kennedy throw. I mentioned that height advantage. So they get set pieces. They got Fierro, Kane, even Renicky.
Yes, they can definitely take advantage of that.
Munson. They'd call that a balk on the baseball field, but not on the soccer pitch. Rojas has that go off the side of her foot. Baki. Dotter should come out to play this, and does.
Calm and relaxed to handle the ball. Good job.
And a good kick past midfield. Renicky plays it over to Fierro. They've got room up the left side. Pedersen has Kane with her. Here's Kane. Kane to space. Lets it go, but it's wide. Good combination there from Kennedy.
Now you can check out replays of these great
And it ends up with a shot attempt by Kane.
community television, providing live coverage of
That's what you've been not harping, but preaching for Kennedy all game. If they can be solid at the midfield area, it's going to lead to those opportunities.
Yeah, and you saw it right there, how they start passing the ball and creating that opportunity. That was a great idea to take that shot from there. And it was, well, she was square. She's set. It was just a little wide, but those things you can fix next time. The important part is be able to build that play to be able to get that shot.
Here's Davey. Kind of overran that one. Good move, though, on the toe drag. Up ahead, Rambolt. Watched by JC. Rambolt trying to squeeze it through traffic, but Kennedy was able to get there in time. Another look at that shot by Kane, Mauricio.
Right there, she did all the right things, except when she hit it a little bit wide. That ball could have gone in. The goalie was a little bit more to the right side. It was a good opportunity and a good creation moment for Kennedy.
Baki long ball. JC is there. Does the smart thing, turns toward the sidelines and sends it upfield. Van Epps. One touch, O'Connor. Marked from behind by Lonay. Good defense. Van Epps back toward the box. Rambolt. Van Epps shot just over the bar. Once again, Kennedy's defense seemingly never out of position in this game, Mauricio. It's been so impressive.
They know when to double team. They know when to run along the player, when to cut the angle. Very disciplined. Really, really well
You've got
coached.
A freshman and 3 sophomores on the back line for Kennedy.
That's a good future for Kennedy. Very good future.
Reef, not sure what to do. Just plays it towards some space. Has Rambolt over there. Ball somehow stayed in. Long distance blast. Van Epps difficult, trickier one than Dodder made that look on that little skipper. But she grabbed it clean.
She's well positioned. She knows where she needs to be for that angle. So
Rojas blasted ahead. Good ball. Actually twisted to the side of Fierro. Van Epps toward the corner for Rambolt. Over there first is Castillo. Chaska wins the throw-in as we head toward the final 15 minutes. And remember, no overtime this year. Hawk throw, nicely headed out by Kennedy. Big blast, Van Epps. Great ball to the box. Davey heads it into the back of the net for the Hawk goal. That came from so far out, I think it took Kennedy by surprise. But not Davey. She was there waiting, and a beautiful ball by Van Epps. A great header by Davey, and Chaska's broken through.
yes, I agree. There's a nice ball put on the far side, and the player had a good vision to be where she needed to be.
Point for the Hawks. Number 3, Madeline Davey.
Kennedy trying to counter quickly. Kane! A diving save, and it goes out. That, I think, caught Williams by surprise. Kennedy will get a corner kick. Here's the Hawk goal. This ball by Van Epps, and how about that by Davey to not even let that bounce and just direct that beautifully into the corner. I don't think Dodder had a chance on that one.
Got to give a lot of credit to the player. She never gave up on the play, right? She kept an eye on the ball, just waited to come down just to redirect it to the opposite side of Dodder, who's done a great job in goalie tonight.
First corner of the game for Kennedy. Loney's going to get another crack at it. Looked like she wanted to twist that one into the back of the net. Instead, it goes over the bar. So now Kennedy has to kind of switch their focus. More of a defensive approach. Now they have to try to find a way to get a goal. There's Davey, her 5th of the year, which leads Chaska. Ricochets over to Renicky. Van Epps. Now you see Kennedy's defenders forced to move up a little bit further than they'd want to. Try to equalize. Good ball by Renicky. Leads to a throw. Loney. Renicky back for Loney. Got control of it from O'Connor. Got it over to Munson. That's a foul on Chaska. Loney will be able to fling one toward the 18 from there.
Just keep an eye because she has done a really good job with free kicks.
This is a good ball. JC's behind the defense, so is Munson. Or correction, that's Mendoza. Be a Kennedy throw just outside the corner. Fierro out to Renicky. Renicky tried to chip one into the box, blocked by O'Connor. Stolen by Davey. Chaska on the counter. Dangerous Davey. How about Munson getting back to help, and then Kennedy pries it away from Davey.
Really good recovery comeback by Munson and the Kennedy defenders. Outstanding teamwork back there.
And that's, I mean, Susie will play back on D from time to time, so she's definitely familiar with what needs to be done back there. Here's Baki. Ahead Leroy. Taken away from behind by Loney. As we head toward the final 10 minutes. Scoreless for so long in this game until finally Chaska breaking through with 15 minutes and change left in this second half. It's been a great effort for Kennedy, but they want to win or a tie. They need to find a goal somehow here in the final minutes.
It's been a very entertaining game overall. Both teams having possibilities to score. Not a boring game. Got a lot of action going on.
You'll probably see Chaska try to possess it a little bit more here in the final few minutes. Van Epps had that beautiful assist. Loney. Mendoza. Got it through enough to be able to find Rosales. And now good move by Fierro. Fierro ball. Not a good one there. Should like that one back. It's getting to it was Epsing. Run by Munson. Cut off. But here's Kane. Kane to space. Kane. Couldn't get enough on it. Chance for Chaska on the counter. Castillo unable to keep it in. So we're now under 10 minutes. Kane up the left side, not enough angle though. Dotter with under 9 minutes to go. Launches one toward midfield. Van Epps sends it all the way back down. Tough spot here for Castillo in a one-on-one battle. Leroy. Her shot's blocked. Pass too far for Rosales, but Dotter is there to scoop it up. Kennedy needs some urgency offensively. Fierro trying to at least force a mistake. Good poise back there from the Hawks. And now Leroy. Ball across. This is Catherine Crows, sophomore number 11, who gets knocked down. Free kick for the Hawks, and they can take their time. Played out by Kennedy. Chipping it back into the box is Emily Logue, number 18. Just not enough space for Rambolt to get there before Dotter could. Kennedy players looking a little tired here, I have to say. late in this one. They haven't made a lot of subs in this game either.
They should be really tired. Great effort has been done by the Kennedy players, and especially defensively, the midfielders have to come back and help. Also with the defense, so they should be really tired.
As I say that, Kennedy does make a couple of substitutions. Pedersen is back in.
I think they were just listening to you, Josh, when you said they have not done a whole lot of substitutions.
There's not a lot of crowd noise, but I still don't think they could hear me from all the way over there.
I don't know. Maybe he's also tuned with
He's
our.
got the live feed on his phone down there, perhaps. Who knows?
Yes.
See if Kennedy can get a final chance or two. They've played an excellent game. Just missing that one goal. They've had a couple of what we'd call in hockey grade A opportunities. Just 5.5 minutes left.
I think there's still a chance, for the Eagles to come back and give a surprise to the Chaska team. They're playing well. Their discipline is they're doing a lot of the right things. For this game, they're doing a lot of the right things.
Van Epps nicely trapping that one. The freshman Cruz Rojas. Rosales, little off target there. Chaska plays it back the other way. Ball up for Davey, who's scored that goal on the beautiful header. Just the difference right now. And it took an amazing play for Chaska to get their goal in this game tonight. Kennedy certainly did not give one away. We saw the boys do that earlier. That goal was well earned by the Hawks. It may be the game winner, but there's still a little bit of time left for Kennedy. 4 minutes.
Yeah, they definitely made them work really hard for that goal.
Davey playing the stalling game in the corner and smartly headed over or kicked over the sideline by Kennedy. Stolen by the Eagles. Pass toward midfield. Fierro's in the area. Pried it loose from behind. Sent back the other way, though, by the Hawks. And we're ticking toward 3 minutes remaining. Our next Kennedy broadcast will be on Monday. The opponent will be Chanhassen here at Bloomington Stadium. 7 o'clock start for the, actually 7:15 start for the Kennedy girls due to the protocol here with the pandemic. All the fans have to clear out from the first game before any of the fans can enter for the second game.
And it's going to be a 20-minute
20-minute break, yep.
break once everybody clears the stadium.
Rojas, again, showing some patience. Got it to Rosales. Mendoza gave a little shove in the back of Glassberg, but it went unnoticed by the referee. Two minutes for Kennedy to get a miraculous equalizer. Good run by Leroy. Ball for Davey in the corner.
Offsides.
And it was nicely spotted by you, Mauricio. Kennedy showing urgency here.
Minute and 30 seconds.
This has to kind of be the last ditch effort here for the Eagles, as trying to get there was Renicky. And now Davy. Good pressure from Loney. Making those cousins proud on the East Coast back in Maryland. Rojas, normally I think she just blasts that out of play, but Kennedy needs to try to get possession and try to advance up here in the final minute. They'll get a throw.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd cheering and trying to get the girls to one last effort in the last 45 seconds of the game.
This throw will go to Chaska. What fans there are in attendance? Each team is limited in the amount of fans it can attend. So I know we have more viewership. Thank you all for tuning in to our broadcast tonight. We'll be back on Thursday for Jefferson soccer. And that's just the girls' game against Benil. That's a 7 o'clock start here at Bloomington Stadium. 15 seconds for Kennedy. A Hail Mary effort here for the Eagles. And they're going to come up a little bit short. A terrific effort for Kennedy, but it's going to be a 1-0 Chaska win here tonight as the Hawks move to 5-1. Kennedy now 0-3-2. Mauricio, I didn't get a chance to see that first girls game against Chaska. Just judging by the box score, we saw them on Thursday against Jefferson look pretty good defensively. They were even better than that tonight against a very talented Chaska squad. You have to tip your hat to the Eagle girls. They definitely seem to be improving as the season goes along.
Yeah, well done. Definitely a strong team. It shows a lot of character tonight. Very defensively strong. They created opportunities, had 2 or 3 good opportunities to tie or possibly even win this game. Really, really good effort. They didn't give up.
Yeah, and you're seeing some of the Kennedy fans, or at least we're seeing some of them, give the girls a nice round of applause, well-deserved after this performance tonight. Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. Just one goal in the game, and it came in the 65th minute. There were some opportunities for both sides. That was back in the first half. Fierro making a save on a corner. Kennedy's defense was in the right position so often in this game. There was a chance for Leroy, but the angle cut down, and that one glances off the side of the post. Later, that shot from Esping getting through, but just deflecting it wide was Dotter. But then the Hawks would finally break through. The arrow getting shoved here. This was Kennedy's best chance of the game on the ensuing free kick, Mauricio.
Yes. First touch, right? She has a little bit better first touch, and that she has a great opportunity in front of one-on-one with the goalie.
Payne's shot going wide there. And then the Hawks finally break through. What a terrific header by Davy, her 5th of the year, and the only goal of the game in the 65th minute. Kennedy would try down the stretch, but just weren't able to generate enough pressure or opportunities in this game as the last-ditch effort there by Fierro slides out of bounds in a 1-0 Chaska win here tonight, but Kennedy certainly moving in the right direction. Mauricio, enjoyed this doubleheader, my friend. Hopefully we can do it again soon. And thanks again for all your insights tonight.
Looking forward for Josh to work with you again, all right?
All right.
Have a good night.
You have a good night as well. We will be back on Thursday, our next Jefferson girls broadcast, our next Kennedy girls broadcast next Monday night against Chanhassen at 7:15. That'll wrap it up. For our entire crew, for Mauricio Barrientos, this is Josh Powers saying good night from Bloomington Stadium.